I think we had an occasion where we said that it is not true that people don't read. I think we said the problem is that people might not know exactly what to read. And because of this, they drift into social media and spend time discussing things that does not actually improve them. But the reality is that anybody who can read has the potential of becoming a serious reader and can expose themselves to really good kind of writing. And for Muslims, this is very, very important because this is how we shape our intellectual capacities, our morals, and also our place in human society. And one of the best things that has happened to Muslims is the institutionalization of a series of articles that are later compiled into books. And the articles are brought out thematically. So it's on themes, for example, power, economics, and so on and so forth. And the books that I want to mention, what have come to be called critical Muslim. And the origins of critical Muslim were a series of articles that were written by a Muslim pioneer who settled in Britain, although he was born in Pakistan, but ended up in Britain as a student and graduated from London School of Economics and Political Science. And this Muslim intellectual was called Khalim Siddiqui. Khalim Siddiqui was a noted journalist, and he wanted Muslims also to venture into this area because that's the only way that they can put the Muslim viewpoint across to non-Muslims and whoever wants to listen. So he set up an outfit that later became quite important, and then it was adopted and then adapted by other people. The institution he set up was called Muslim Institute, and through the Muslim Institute, he published very interesting things. And then, of course, after he died, it became moribund. It sort of just stopped functioning until it was resurrected by one of Britain's best-known Muslim intellectuals, Professor Ziauddin Sardar. Professor Ziauddin Sardar is a very interesting individual because he is probably the only Muslim who was interested in this area called future studies. And future studies doesn't seem to attract a lot of Muslims, but this is a key area. So Ziauddin resurrected the Muslim Institute and started mobilizing Muslim intellectuals, including very, very prominent reverts, who on the surface, if you looked at their names, you would think they are non-Muslim. But in actual fact, they are Muslim. And the argument is that Some of these names go back to the Romans, pre-Islamic, pre-Christian era. They have nothing to do with Christianity or any other religion. These are just names that our parents gave us, and we will continue with them. This does not stop us from becoming Muslim. So you will find such names in critical Muslim, and they write on a variety of issues, from politics to art to economics, you name it, and they would write on any of these. So I would like to urge Muslim intellectuals and ordinary Muslims to make the habit of subscribing to critical Muslim, because they will really educate themselves on many issues. And the Muslim intellectuals who write for these journals are drawn from all parts of the world. And the subscribers are not only Muslims, but also non-Muslims who are interested in Muslim society. Anyone with constructive ideas, constructive contributions is welcomed. And it's entertaining, sometimes quite humorous, and sometimes extremely serious. This is one of those very, very valuable outlets for universal ideas that we associate with Islam. So you will find, for example, discussions on books that were written by Muslims. Like, for example, there's this very interesting and very, very informative book called What is Madrasa? And it was written by a Muslim professor who actually taught in a Catholic university. So he teaches there by rights, because he's qualified to teach in that institution, and only chose to write on this very important Muslim institution of the madrasa, because it is inconceivable to look at the history of Islamic education without reference to the madrasa. Many of us are products of these madrasas. Many of us, our knowledge of Islam, Islamic rituals, Islamic morality, by attending these institutions. And this is not only a historical, but an essential part of Muslim worldview. And some of you, for example, in Africa, might know the famous book by Ahmedu Kane called Ambiguous Adventure, where this young man is educated initially in the madrasa and then ends up at the Sorbonne in France. And then he discusses, the dilemma of having to challenge some of the assumptions of non-Muslims, towards Muslims. Or look at Kamara Lai's An African Child. If you read Kamara Lai's An African Child, again, he writes about his experiences within the madrasa system and the impact of the teachers of some of those madrasas, on their lives, that they left an imprint on their intellectual growth, in their moral growth, and even on their economic development. If we can get the opportunity, let us subscribe and read things that come out of critical Muslim. because it's not your ordinary journal or your ordinary medium that just transmits maybe propaganda or weird ideas. Virtually all of these are considered articles. Contribution is through invitation. So the editor, Professor Ziauddin Sardar, tries to identify a particular theme and then invites Muslim intellectuals or non-Muslim intellectuals to reflect on those issues. And it's become a very, very popular and globally recognized intellectual outlet. In fact, it is akin to the Granta magazine, because it includes fiction, it includes poetry, and includes political and economic issues and themes. So I think this is really a great opportunity for us to familiarize ourselves with the contents of this venerable outlet, thinking about Islam, Islamic issues, and Islamic societies.